Breaker, sometimes when you're breaking, you just need to burst. But in order to burst, you gotta awaken. Or awaken, you gotta take a stimulant. Now, what do these stimulants do? Lots of things, sometimes nothing. But here's a quick rundown of what they're about. So, just entering any combat with a full Awaken gauge, which is down the bottom of your screen, which can be filled up by either taking damage, attacking enemies, or other various effects. Breaking parts is also a great way to build that up. Hitting both your sticks together on console, at least for the command, you enter an Awakened state, depending on which stimulant you have picked. There are 4 stimulants you can pick, one with each a fun color code. Assault Stimulant is going to be the basic. It allegedly raises your attack performance. While under the stimulant, you do improve damage on both melee and shot. If you check your status, you'll see you have the basic Awaken status, increased flinch gauge and HP recovery that all Awakenings have, as well as increased long-range gauge and improved attack power across the board. So not only do you deal more damage, but you have more gauge from your shots to do shooties. You have more ammo in the cylinder. If you're running a full nuke spam, this might actually be a pretty decent one to choose. That said, there are some caveats. If I were to fill my gauge back up here quick, this doesn't actually stack with trances such as Trans Am. The Trans Am boost actually overrides it. See, I'm back down in Trans Am, and my shots are still only doing 70-17. I turn on Awakening, we Trans Am together, and Trans Am's just overriding that Awakening boost. So all I'm really going to get out of this is extra ammo. It's an easy one to use, but it's not necessarily the best one to use. It also does not stack with a 50 hit combo level 9 50% damage boost you get from your hit gauge. The good shit. Arbiter Stimulant is goofy. Allegedly, it decreases the performance of enemies. Now, you might not notice anything super apparent, because when you activate it, they don't seem to deal less damage or take any more damage. In fact, all it says in your status screen is you have the basic Awaken, Flinch Gauge, and HP recovery effects. What it does do, as I'm hopefully showing on screen here, is gimp the shit out of their reaction speed, projectile speed, and consequently range, because that actually goes hand in hand on most ranged weapons. Up here I have an example of a Gyaradogo while under the effect of Arbiter, barely able to reach me with his weapon when it could very well do it a few seconds ago. And on the right, if I set this up correctly, should be a bunch of IBO enemies who have moved to a sluggish crawl trying to slug me out while under the effects of Arbiter. Now, it is cool to decrease their BS and have them do less, but at the same time, the AI in this game makes it so it might not be that beneficial, when oftentimes they'll also just be standing around doing jack. If you're worried about a real heavy room, though, with a lot of fire coming your way, like a survival mission or one of the challenges they might have for combat in the future, Arbiter might be a good way to keep the pressure off you. Guardian is green. Guardian is also super neat, and I want to show you why. So I'm just going to go over and select my friend's Saturn engine here real quick, because there's a part of Arbiter that is not Arbiter, rather Guardian, that's not explained, that I think is super cool. First and foremost, I'm just going to kind of hurt myself here with my good buddy Saturn engine, who upon depleting my boost gauge completely, will then start drawing from my HP. This is the only reliable way to damage yourself in test room if you ever need to for any kind of effect. I just want to get myself down enough so my passive regen won't immediately kill my point. You know how it be. Probably should have done this on a weaker Gunpla, but hey, whatever, we're here. Or it looks deformed. Upon activating the burst, you heal to full instantly. All your allies also get up and heal to full instantly. Also, if you check your status, you have every resistance in the book. Now, anything that you would already have, like physical defense or beam defense, does not stack with eye fields or Chobum that you have passively. Those ain't going to stack. But close range resistance and long range resistance is new, and you're pretty much double dipping on those. That gives you an almost % reduction across the board, as well as a faster HP recovery and increased guard gauge and flinch gauge than you normally would have. God, that looks so goofy. I hope they fix that eventually. And finally, the last type of awakening is Lightning Stimulant. It says it improves your speed, and it's not entirely incorrect. You do turn yellow, which is not red, which is the fastest color, but it's still the color of lightning, which is pretty fast. If you check your status screen, you'll see you do have a newly increased movement speed, as well as improved thruster gauge, improved boost speed, improved thruster burn, and improved reaction speed. It actually will help you cap out the reaction speed to that 200 if you don't already have it. Much more than Assault Stimulant would. As far as actual speed moving, it is not an insignificant difference in the rate that I hit this other wall. That's a quick rundown on all this nonsense and what these awakenings actually do. Pick the best one that works for your build. Oftentimes, that's probably going to be Guardian for most neutral situations, but there are case uses for Arbiter, and even for Lightning if you just want to go Neo. Be excellent.